Number 155 in the Masters of Cinema series is Paths of Glory, which is a re-release of sorts. They've given this the 4K treatment. And can I just say, this thing looks amazing. Absolutely fantastic. And I love how the black and white photography and the lighting specifically in these kind of transfers just looks stunning for me. I had never seen Stanley Kubrick's 1957 movie. It was one that I kept meaning to get to. You know, one of those films that you've always got on your list. You're like, I need to check this out at some point. I finally got around to it with this fantastic new release. You get Kirk Douglas as Colonel Dax, a man who is on the front lines of the 1916 World War I at no man's land, waiting to be tasked with another job, holding his men together. You can see from the start they're haggard, they're worn down, they're hungry, they feel as though they're at the end of the line almost. And Colonel Dax is just trying to hold his troop together, and that's when a superior comes down, a lofty man who never really sees the front lines, who's talking to all these people as if he can understand them, where he's so far removed, and has thought of a plan to attack the anthill, as they call it, a place where they kind of want to hold. But the problem is he's willing to wipe out almost half the men here to try and take this.
General, you're saying that more than half my men will be killed.
Yes, it's a terrible price to pay, Colonel.
And it's this kind of disregard for humanity, for people, that kind of permeates the film, because we follow Kirk Douglas as he follows orders, tries to lead this full knowledge that most of his men are going to die. Ultimately, the plan doesn't go to fruition. Everything fails, and his superior looks rather foolish and needs scapegoats, which is where the movie takes a turn, and we have three people who are just pulled by lots to be held up on account of cowardice because they didn't die in the attack.
Did you urge your fellow soldiers forward?
Most of them were dead or wounded before they got 3 steps beyond the trenches.
Reply to the question.
Primarily. And you have kind of Kirk Douglas trying to defend these men. It's a task where you kind of follow the rigours of ritual that the army has. You know, people in power almost disregard for the lower ranking officers and soldiers. They are literally numbers. And other than that, they mean literally nothing. There is no understanding, there is no care, there is no empathy throughout the film other than Douglas's character, Colonel Dax, who really does feel as though he's fighting an insurmountable war. Even worse odds than the opening sequences when they're doing this attack on the anthill, which just will never come through. And it's that kind of emotional heart to the movie, that rigour of someone who just won't give up, who will fight for everybody's individual right, who tries to keep his men alive and cannot believe the higher-ups and their driven attitude to just kill people because that's the business they're in and that's what they are good at and that's what they will do to keep everybody in line.
I apologize, sir, for not telling you sooner that you're a degenerate, sadistic old man. And you can go to hell before I apologize to you now or ever again.
There are some standout sequences in this, like the attack at the start. It's thrilling, it's exhaustive, there's so much going on, and it feels chaotic. And that's kind of mirrored with the courtroom sequences that we have later on, as Douglas again, against the odds, trying to fight, trying to stand up, trying to reason, and every time he uses something that is appropriate, that is something that could win a standard argument, it is shot down, swiped away for something that is already predetermined. You follow the characters as they head towards a path of death, as they are coming to deal with the fact that they've done everything that's been asked of them, and now they're being punished for it. and they've been punished simply because luck of the draw. It's a movie that really does get under the skin. It's one that's easy to empathise with. It's one that's easy to see the ridicules of the rules that are here, to see the craziness of these people who are so far removed from the war, yet are in charge of it, and their complete disregard for humanity. And Kubrick keeps this tight pace at 88 minutes. He keeps the focus firmly on Kirk Douglas as a cipher for us, as we see the complete lunacy and craziness of what's going on, and it just hits hard. It looks amazing. I love the kind of tight pacing of this, the way it delivers everything. It's such an emotional punch. It has these big set pieces that are just thrilling as well. I loved Paths of Glory. It was wonderful to get stuck into, and an absolute joy. Let's dive into the disc and have a look at some of the extras. Here we are in the disc for Paths of Glory. First up, we have an audio commentary by Adrian Martin. Next, we have Peter Kramer, which is 14 minutes 33 seconds. He looks at Kubrick's early career, his productions, and in getting this film into production, how he had to work on the script to attract some big stars to get the movie made. Next, we have Richard Ayoade. This is 23 minutes 34 seconds, and it's fascinating. I love this guy when he's talking about films. I think he's got a really smart mind, looking at certain aspects of Kubrick's film, the way he staged certain shots. It's a great talking head. Then we have Richard Combs, which is 9 minutes 58 seconds. He talks a lot about the lighting, the staging, kind of moving from noir into this film, and how it's affected the making of this. Top of that, we have the trailer, and that's the extras for Paths of Glory. So yeah, Paths of Glory was absolutely wonderful. One that I would thoroughly recommend picking up. It looked tremendous on 4K. The extras just enriched the package. It is a hard-hitting and emotive movie, one that I can see myself watching regularly. 88 minutes, easy to watch. It's just another cracking film, even though the subject matter is shocking at times. I would love to know your thoughts on Path of Glory. If you've seen it, are you going to check it out? Let me know in the comment box below whether you're going to upgrade to the 4K version like I've done. I really want to know your decisions. So drop it down there, let me know. As always, there is more content up here if you want to see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program, and manvfilm.com, always in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.